Oh, there's a collective circle of fear that's going around the studio. It's like a self-help group, really, isn't it?
It really is. Yeah, really. Yeah, we're here for counselling, please.
We have. Well, Dr. Keelty's surgery is open. What are you doing?
I don't know. Sorry, I've never been in Radio 2 before, so this is quite exciting. Yeah, it's really nice. I just saw Elton John's given you a piano. We have like scraps left behind by the Rizzle Kicks, and you've got Elton John's piano. But I just moved my mic and it made this noise.
Oh, there we go.
So I won't do that again.
It's fine.
We are joined by two of the finest broadcasters in the nation today. We have Joe Whiley and we have Nick Grimshaw. However, you and me are about to make complete fools of ourselves again. Joe, first of all, tell us what you're doing for Sport Relief.
Okay, what I'm doing for Sport Relief is in a David Blaine kind of style. There is this huge box, like this big Perspex box. It's just been built. I think it's nearly finished constructing it. And it's outside Broadcasting House. In there is going to be, when I do my challenge, a treadmill. I will start on that treadmill when I do my show in the evening, so 8 o'clock in the evening, get on there. I won't come off that treadmill. I will be walking a lot. I'll be running a bit, and I'll be on there until I do my show the next night, until I finish my show the next night, which totals 26 hours on a treadmill. That's me. When they asked me to do it, I was like, yeah, I'll be fine. Now, what was I thinking?
Okay, Mr. Grimshaw.
I am also in the David Blaine box. I'm going to be in there for not 26 hours, though. By the way, that second show is going to be so rubbish.
I know. Dr. Greg, who's been coaching us all, he went, you're going to be making no sense whatsoever when you do that second show. Completely gaga.
I'm going to be completely insane.
Yeah, hallucinating.
I am in the David Blaine style box as well, which I've been told is bulletproof for any people that aren't fans of Joe Whiley.
I was wondering about this because at least, David Blaine hung himself at least, so people couldn't sort of throw stuff at him. He was quite a bit of a distance up. You guys are going to be at street level.
Well,
I hadn't even thought about bullets. I thought people would just be smiling and blowing kisses. Good grief.
I'm thinking
I didn't
fruit.
demand it. It's apparently happening. I'm going to be in there 12 hours. I'm going to be in there from 7 a.m. on Monday morning to 7 p.m. on a bike.
How's your bum at the moment?
My bum is so sore.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
It's really, really sore.
Genuinely.
How much training have you done, and how much chamois cream have you got through?
Chamois cream I've only just found about today. A man, I just went for a juice. It's got like a healthy juice with like cucumber and everything. And I went for that, and the guy was asking me if I've been lubricating my bottom.
Yes.
I didn't know about the cream, but the cream apparently is urgent. It stops the pain from the seat. That's the worst thing I've discovered since doing this.
Any professional cyclist, whenever we did the John O'Groats to Land's End, chamois cream, it's probably one of the most disgusting to eat, and then that's where it doesn't feel great initially. However, it will
be okay. I've done at least an hour a day for about 3 or 4 weeks, and I've just come straight from. Have you met Professor Greg White? Who's like, he says he's a trainer.
I call him Dr. Greg, sorry, Professor Greg. Yeah,
Professor Greg. He is like, it's like a torturer. It's horrible. So I just went to the worst training session I've ever had. I've thrown up, I've seen spots. It was horrible, but apparently it's setting me up for Monday.
Do you know what I love about this, Joe? Is that Nick was actually saying that you've done an hour for how many days?
3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah. And he looked quite smug. He kind of thought, I've got this nailed.
I've got this.
You are so underprepared.
No, I did ask. I said, that's enough, right, isn't it? He went, no, people train for a year. I was like, oh, okay.
I've seriously, all this week, just been thinking, I haven't done enough training. What am I thinking? I've done nothing. No, nowhere near.
But no, you're not running.
No, I know. We see, this is it. I'm literally in a treadmill. Nothing. What could possibly go wrong?
No, but
I've just got to keep moving for 26 hours. That's fine. It's not the toughest challenge in the world.
It really is.
It's not. It's not. I feel a bit silly, if I'm honest with you.
I think it's going to be mentally tough. It's just going to be really boring.
Yeah, but there will be people and there'll be things happening. This is what I'm assured. All the time there'll be things thrown at me. Like, I've heard talk of a mariachi band at like 4 in the morning. That'll keep me going. That's fine.
So no sleep at all?
No sleep at all. No, just keep on keeping on.
It'll just be like the dance tent in Glasgow.
Yeah. Just keep on raving.
We'll just pipe some tunes in and just, throw her the odd kebab. It'll be fine.
Yeah, you should have got Sarah Clark to do it. She can stay up for days.
Oh, dear.
Paddy, you're involved as well, are you? Is it all top secret?
Nick and I, apparently.
Oh, yes.
We're taking part in Clash of the Titans.
Tell us more.
Now, you could take the A and the N out of Titans, and that would still make sense. It's at the Olympic Stadium. Who's on our team?
There's me, you, John Bishop. He's the head of our team.
Yes.
And then there is also some other people.
There's Freddie
Flintoff. Freddie's on. Helen Skelton, she's on. Yes.
This is a formidable team.
Strong team. Northern crew.
What are you getting up to?
Right. I've got a theory here. Okay, because we're just doing. You're doing.
I'm doing. I wanted to do something that I'd played before. Maybe like badminton or tennis, I could like hit the shuttlecock over or something like that.
Yeah.
But actually, I'm doing rhythmic gymnastics. One, I can't spell, so it's a good start. And two, I have no idea what it is. But I want to get the bike out of the way before I start the gymnastics.
Is there a ribbon involved?
I have no idea. I actually don't know.
Would there be a leotard involved?
I really hope not. I've asked for no
really
leotard.
hope so.
I did send a no leotard email yesterday.
That's not going to happen.
You see, I've been measured for a leotard. I'm doing synchro swimming
You're doing synchronised swimming?
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
and track cycling.
Wow. Which is harder?
Well, you see, I thought the cycling was hard, and then I went down yesterday, and it's just so the 6 girls went around you, and they were perfect, and then in the middle, it's just like a middle-aged man taking a banger. It's just like I'm just in the middle flailing around, because what they do is, and
Not
then
waving but drowning.
no, and
Literally.
the coach turns around and goes, "Oh, that's really good," and then they show you an iPad film of it. And it's just me splashing about.
Flailing.
It's a shocker. It really is. Am I the only person that thinks that John Bishop, David Williams, they've basically, and Eddie Izzard have ruined it for everybody?
And now Davina as well.
And now
of course.
Davina,
Yeah,
Davina has taken it to the next level.
Davina's ruined it for everybody.
I mean, we've got off so easy, us three.
Yeah.
You're doing a bit of swimming. You'll go walk. I'm going to go on a nice bike ride. Davina McCall's was ridiculous.
Right.
And I think we should end Sport Relief this year.
Yes.
So no one has to.
The reason we're doing it is to
again.
make other people get involved as well, though,
Yes.
of course, isn't it?
Do you know what it says here,
Go on.
Joe? It says, Nick also joined Davina during her challenge last month, running alongside her. Let's be clear. She knocked her pan in from one end of the country to the other. when did you join Davina McCall?
I joined a sort of around Ealing and then just ran into London with her. And I thought, well, Davina McCall, I thought, well, she's going to be exhausted when I get there because we'd spoke to her every day on Radio 1 every morning. And some days she was crying and it was really hard. And it was probably the toughest challenge that I've heard on Sport Relief and the one that I'm most connected with. So when I went down, I was like, I'll come and help you. But I thought she'd be like, no, I've got this. And on air, she said, yes, please come. So I turned up and I thought she'd be like a shell of herself, but she was still full on
Was she?
Davina McCall. Like, I mean, she could have presented £1 Million Drop whilst doing a marathon. She was still chatty.
I'm expecting. Are you preparing for tears, or what do we think?
Am I prepared? I felt a bit wobbly over the past couple of days just at the prospect, so I'm guessing by the time we get to hour 25, probably I'll be sobbing all over the place.
Okay, well, what we're going to do, we're just going to stick you on the treadmill after this track, and just sort of, just ease you into it.
No one mentioned this.
No, we're just going to ease you into it, because you know whenever Terry Wogan does Children in Need, here's how he raises his money. He just goes to the Savoy, he throws on a lovely champagne lunch, people turn up, and they seem to raise hundreds of thousands of pounds. Now, someone at Sport Relief really needs to know there's another way. There is another way to do this, but unfortunately,
So I can drink champagne on the treadmill during the course of the
Absolutely
next
fine.
record. Okay, fine.
that exists here at Radio 2. Let's get some shams, and we'll throw Joe on the treadmill after this. Now, you see, Nick, I think this is a good bit of training for you and
Yes.
me, because we're obviously on the same team, so we need to sort of, keep our reserves
Of course.
quite high.
Yes.
Joe Whiley is having a little giggle. We'll soon wipe the smile off your
Yeah, you'll be
face,
laughing
Joe.
in 26 hours.
God, so this is what it feels
By
like.
the way,
This
I've
is
done really
weird.
good PR for you. I've told everyone you're doing 36 hours.
Brilliant.
I got it
Keep it
wrong.
up.
I was
Keep
like,
it
Joe's
up.
doing 36 hours.
No, hang on. What
That's
do you
right,
mean?
I am.
What do you mean? This is how it feels like? Are you honestly telling me that this is the first time that you have been on a treadmill?
And broadcast. Come on, I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm broadcasting now and I'm walking. And you can hear in my voice that it's a little bit wobbly. I'm going to be doing 2 shows on this.
I'm so ready
really
for that
scared I
second
might
show.
swear at some point. Hopefully not on this show while you're in charge.
I,
on my show.
I would imagine that's a dead cert.
Yeah,
That's probably
pretty
going to come out at some
I
point.
hope that exercise drives you insane, and by the second show, Joe Whiley is a swearing mess. She's like,
12 hours to do
lost
on the
it.
bike. You can be quiet.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about Professor Greg White, because Professor Greg White is the man that without whom none of this could actually happen. So how many sessions have you done with Greg? What advice has Greg given you for our challenges, Nick?
Greg basically he's been training me for the cycling to get that out of the way, and he has been doing this thing called misery training,
Aye.
which, as you can imagine, is horrible. And he just basically pushes me as far as I can go. So it's really fast, really intense, high-speed training. So that on Monday, when I start my 12-hour challenge, my brain is in the place of it's never as bad as what Greg made me do. So that's what his thing has been. And he's just been basically just get on with it. He said, look at it as 12 hours rather than a full 12 hours. It's just 12-hour-long bike rides.
Can I just say, I saw Professor Greg White after you'd had your session.
Today?
Last week, I think it was. Oh, they were chortling. They were bent double laughing. They were going on about how sore your derriere was going to be.
Oh.
And they were killing themselves laughing. We had Nick in here earlier on. It was so funny.
I was screaming at him today.
Yeah.
Screaming.
Now, I'm getting the vibe that Nick, you've kind of turned into, you know, I'm getting a bit of I'm glad you're on my team. I'm feeling confidence coming through here.
I've never been competitive before this. So I'm glad that we're on the team together because I do want to win. I do think we will win.
No.
Do you not think?
No, of course we're not going to win. Zeb Coe's on the other team.
Yeah, so who's on the other team? So it's Greg James and Seb Coe.
Yeah.
So we've got Zeb Coe, which, you know, that means that's an advantage for them. Then they've got
Is
Greg.
he still good though?
Then we've got Greg James, which I think is good news for us.
Too lanky for synchronised swimming, I think.
Yeah. Joe, is there any chance after you do your time in the box?
Yeah.
That you could actually join our team as well? Because would you have any? Would you have anything?
This is not part of the deal. No, don't do that to me. Is it the day after? You can have me the day after. It'll just be like a corpse.
Nobody wants to see Joe Whiley the day after. So how much are you planning? How are we going to actually raise the money from this? Because obviously, you know, on the night whenever we do Clash of the Titans, we're going to be giving out phone numbers. People? What do they have to do?
People are texting, they're going to be getting in touch and they'll be donating money. We're also encouraging people just to get out and do their own thing because we're laughing about the stuff we're doing, like synchronised swimming and getting on a bike and going on runs. People need to do their own thing as well. So that's what we're encouraging people to do. You're just trying to get me to talk and get out of breath, aren't you? That's all you're doing. Thank you very much indeed. It's working. There you go.
We just wanted to check. We just wanted to check how much chat is going to be in your show, you know?
So I'm walking at the moment at 6 kilometres per hour, I think. And this will be my steady rate. I might be running at certain times as well.
Be a lot of music.
There'll be a lot of music. A lot of really long songs. That Massive Attack Unfinished Sympathy, the one that goes on for 8 minutes, I'll be playing that.
That's on twice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so let's recap here. What day are you going into your box?
I am in the box Monday morning from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on a bike for 12 hours.
Joe, you are going into the David Blaine Magic Box?
I will be going in on Wednesday. I think at the end of the One Show, if people watch the One Show, they'll be able to see me getting into my box.
And as a surprise, you're going in on the Tuesday between our 2 days.
You're going to be hopping on a treadmill for 12 hours.
Pogoing.
It's quite hot in here.
I'll be stripping off today, by the way, Joe, for the box.
Okay.
I've demanded a sort of Beyonce wind machine.
Have you checked out nutrition as well? Because I'm quite worried about what we're going to be eating.
I'm just going to eat everything.
Okay.
Everything that is around.
Listeners, it is now clear that this is the shambles that everybody thought it would be. It is like all sport relief events. We thought with the greatest of intentions. Joe is now out of breath after 3 minutes on the treadmill. Nick has got himself into an overconfident, overcompetitive state of mind, and I will be drowning in a leotard. All to come for BBC.
All to raise money for sport relief.